Homesteading Barbie. Today I'm going to be talking to you about how and why you want to use diatomaceous earth to do a parasite cleanse. Parasites are very common. We like to pretend that they don't exist, but they do, and they take a variety of different symptoms. So if you're feeling tired, you have poor diarrhea, you're feeling really gassy, it kind of manifests a lot of different ways. Now there's extreme cases where the parasite is actually like eating all of the food that the person has and they can't absorb anything. And then super mild parasites that really you maybe don't even notice. I suggest doing a parasite cleanse once a year, maybe every other year if once a year is a little bit intense for you, but it's not going to hurt you at all, and it's a really good way to just sort of get rid of all the unwanted things. So springtime is a wonderful time to do that. We're spring cleaning our yards and our houses and our closets. We should probably do our bodies and our minds as well, which is another thing that it helps. Brain fog is another big one that doing some sort of cleanse like this can really help, and even just mood in general. So first thing you're going to do is eat really well for a couple of days. There's really no point in cleansing if you're not going to actually get the crap out of your diet. So you want to get as fresh as you can. So fresh fruits and vegetables. Obviously everyone's diet is different and everyone considers what is a good thing to eat. And it's a sliding scale, okay? Over on one side we have like fast food and terribleness, and on the other side we have garden grown awesomeness. You know, as long as you're not on the terrible scale, I mean, if you're eating well for you, that's okay. Obviously we always want to be eating really well. You can either see it as poison that you're putting in your body or medicine that you're putting in your body. So if you look at everything that you're putting in yourself like that, then, I mean, how much poison do you want and how much medicine do you need? That's kind of a good way to look at it. So before I eat on an empty stomach, I'm going to start off with 8 ounces of water. I'm going to do 1 teaspoon of diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth is awesome. It's collected from old lake beds. So it's like all the, and I think oceanic, all the old oceanic species that have broken down into this awesome powder that is also called silica and is jam-packed with all sorts of good things. So when you use it in your garden and you sprinkle it on top of the soil, when the bugs crawl across or the worms crawl across, what it does is it actually shreds their bodies and they can't survive. So it does the same thing in your gut. So it's a really wonderful way to get rid of any bugs that we don't want in there. Another thing that it does that's really cool is bone health. This is supposed to be even better than calcium for your bones. I like to throw a little scoop of this, maybe a teaspoon in with my smoothies all the time. It's not going to be bad for you at all, and it's really good for your teeth, hair, nails, bones, everything. I actually sprinkle a little bit on when I feed my dogs and also for my chickens. Now, a word of caution, you do not want to inhale this. So when you open up the bag, if there's a little poof, just kind of wipe that away. Try not to inhale it as much as possible. Also, like for your dogs, I don't just sprinkle it on top. I'll mix it in with their food, and I don't do it very often, maybe once or twice a month. You know, they really don't need a ton of it, just to kind of like keep those parasites moving though, any of those unwanted bugs that we have. Another really good thing to add, I add a teaspoon of this diatomaceous earth. Diatomaceous earth is awesome for just sort of general cleansing. It's a really good cleanser. You can use it as a face mask. It really pulls out toxins. I have a homemade deodorant recipe that I love to use with diatomaceous earth. So you're actually like detoxifying your armpits while you're wearing your deodorant. It's a really good thing. Another thing you want to add in, so I put in a teaspoon of this. Another thing you want to add in is some wormwood that you can buy. I'll put a link down below. You just put a few drops or a little squirt or whatever, a tablet, whatever, however you purchase it. And another thing you want to get is black walnut husk tincture. I make my own here on the homestead because we are blessed with a black walnut tree, but not everybody is, so you can buy it in the link below. So then I just kind of stir that up really, really well, and then you just drink it. About a half hour before your meal, you're going to eat a really nice plant-based awesome meal. And I mean, you can eat meat if you like. Try to get the nicer meat, sort of more the grass-fed and things like that, but you know, try not to eat a lot of dairy or a lot of anything that's like really hard on your system, or any sugar. Really, you really want to get sugar out while you're doing this cleanse, because there's really no point in feeding the bad bacteria and the bad bugs while you're trying to kill them. That's a little bit silly. And obviously alcohol is always a good thing to avoid when you're going to be doing these. You could have, you know, maybe a little bit, but you're going to want to drink a lot of water. And if you cleanse without drinking a lot of water, then you might have some problems. So once we have all of these things killed, pulled out, on their way out, then we actually need to excrete them. So using some sort of colon cleanse, some upping your fiber a lot. Psyllium husk is really good. You want something really natural, so you don't want to have to rely on like prescription laxatives or something like that, or even ones that you buy in the drug section. You really want something that is going to be cleansing in a nice, natural sort of way. Another thing that I like to do is just a little shot of olive oil. That's really wonderful. I do that all the time. That helps lubricate your everything. So I do a little shot of olive oil, sometimes in the morning, sometimes in the evening. In the morning is really great because it's one of those awesome fats to get in your system after that big fast that you just did while you were sleeping. So if your body has something to grab, first thing that your body grabs in the morning is really important. So you really don't want to ever like wake up and shove a donut in your mouth or anything like that. That sort of sets your metabolic rate for failure right from the get-go. So first thing in your mouth should be something really nourishing. Olive oil is really wonderful. It helps like make all your organs all slippery and gets your digestion sort of getting slippery too, and just adds, it makes it like a general lubricant. Now obviously you don't want to overdo it. I do maybe a tablespoon. I do a nice little swig and get the higher quality olive oil, because you're not having to eat so much on the other end. You can spend a little bit more on these medicines, in my opinion. So the olive oil, oh, and then while I have it out, I usually do like a little oil pulling. So just kind of swish with it. I swish with it until I get like a sinus release. I get this weird loogie that happens, and then I'll spit it out. So some people say 15 minutes. I don't know. It seems to be, I'm like swishing. Sometimes it seems like it's like more like 8 or 10 minutes, and that's fine, I think. Just as long as you're, getting all that gunk from the night before out of your mouth. And then, word of caution, I spit it outside. Don't spit it down your sink, or you're going to have some cloggage problems. What else? Oh. So while you're doing this, you want to really chew your food. This is a good practice anyways, but like really make sure that smoothies are great, because then you don't have to even worry about chewing it properly. But even like salads and things like that, you really want to chew your food and eat really, really well. So you're going to do 5 days or 7 days, depending on what you want to do. That's fine. So let's say 7. 7's a nice round number. And then you're going to do 5 days off, and then you're going to do 7 days again, just to kill any of the babies. So we're killing the adults, and then we're going to be killing the babies. And then you're going to have a nice squeaky clean colon that you can fill up again. But that's why we do more cleanses, so no problem. Okay, and in the morning, you really want to do like a nice little bit of exercise if you feel up to it. This is not like a fasting or anything like that where you're not going to have energy. So you should feel up to it. You can do a nice hard workout, or you can just do gentle exercise. That's totally up to you. But some sort of movement is really, really important. I think just to be a human in general is really important, to move and stretch and use your body, because use it or lose it, you know. Another great thing while you're doing this parasite cleanse is to do a little shot of apple cider vinegar. You're going to do about a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar in your 8 ounces, or you can just do it by itself, I guess. I like to put it in warm water and then put some cinnamon and honey in there. It makes it really, really tasty. So you can do that in the morning or in the evening or both. That's a really, really good thing to do. So at the same time that you're getting things out, you want to be putting better things in. So you really need to be replenishing your probiotics, your digestive enzymes, all of the good things. Be eating nutrient-rich foods, a lot of vitamin B, a lot of zinc, a lot of magnesium, things like that. So at the same time that we're getting all of this bad stuff out, you really want to be putting good stuff in. So I hope that this helps you, and I hope that you try it. And if you do, please like, share, and subscribe. Mwah! Thank you for watching. So, what else?